didn't see you there. My name's Morgan, and I was actually just pouring myself a glass of wine to read my informative text of choice tonight. What is an informative text, you ask? Well, lots of people call it an expository text. They're very similar. And the purpose of one is to learn and to share information with each other. The audience, because I know you're concerned, is a very wide and unknown audience. However, it's very common that expository texts are found in reports that are in books in school libraries. They're also the information that are on posters, diagrams, and other charts in schools and around the community. And other forms of these expository texts include reports, all about books, ABC books, riddles, posters, diagrams, charts, and multi-genre projects. Children can also incorporate info into stories and poems that they write.
Oh, hi Morgan. Are you talking about expository writing?
I am.
That's interesting. I was just researching it myself. I found one really interesting example online. This teacher, Mr. Garcia, had his students play a game called Oregon Trail. Have you ever played that game?
I have played that game.
I did too. Wasn't it great?
It was great.
I thought so too. So what he had his students do was play the game and see if they could survive and what all happened on the Oregon Trail. And then, in the end, he had them share their experiences in a class meeting. Here is what happened. After they shared their experiences, Mr. Garcia said, "I know what we should do next. You've learned so much about the Oregon Trail, I think you'd really enjoy writing a guidebook for pioneers who travel on the Oregon Trail. You could write the most important information that you've learned about life on the trail." It says that his enthusiasm is contagious, and his students agree eagerly. They wanted to share those guides with other 5th grade students so that they could survive on the trail. Some examples for topics that they brainstormed were a map of the Oregon Trail, a list of supplies to bring, information about the dangers, advice about how to pack a covered wagon, how to caulk a wagon to cross a river, how to find the trail when you get lost, and how to hunt for food, directions for medical emergencies, a calendar showing the best months to travel the Oregon Trail, questions and answers, and quotes from pioneers who made the trip. With these guides, students would be more likely to survive. The reason for sharing this example is because I feel that it very well illustrates how important it is for students to really have a reason for what they are writing. If we would just have them write informational text without having a fun context, they would not be as likely to be invested in their learning. Don't you think, Morgan?
I agree with you, Phil. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Hi. Studies state, contrary to the popular assumption that young children's first writing is narrative, researchers have found that kindergartners and first graders write many non-narrative compositions in which they provide information about familiar topics. Children do not only have to write reports, but there are many types of expository writing that you might not know about. The 5 that we are going to discuss today are all about books, collaborative reports, individual reports, ABC books, and one that you might not know of, riddles. All about books are becoming immensely popular among the younger generation of learners. When children are writing, they are able to write entire booklets on a single topic, such as countries, animals, or food. These books can also be done in groups of students. Collaborative reports are another example of expository writing. Groups of students are able to work together to give the necessary support to their peers. Individual reports are very similar to collaborative reports, but they are done solo to explore topics that interest them. They may find interest in these because the children get to make their own choices. ABC books are pretty self-explanatory. When writing these types of reports, the children get to pick a topic and brainstorm information related to their topic. They then create a book where each page displays a word or phrase that relates to their topic. These are similar to ABC books by professional authors, according to the text. You may be surprised when you hear this. Riddles are types of expository writing. Here's an example. I live underground in cities of tunnels. I get my name from my barking, cry, I eat grass and other plants. What am I? A prairie dog. A prairie dog. I hate this. Can I just restart? Pizza's here! Who ordered a pizza?
It wasn't me. Just kidding. It was me. That's key information.
Hey, mind if I come in?
Sure, come on in.
Thanks. What you ladies talking about?
You know, we were talking about expository text.
Oh my. My 21 years of serving, I've always wanted somebody to talk about it. I have some information about that right here.
No way.
You know, I just wanted to talk about the structures
Ah.
of expository text.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay, well, first off, we have description. We've got sequence. We have comparison. We have cause and effect. We also have problem and solution. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have how children apply these patterns. God bless them. So, when we're talking about description, that could be maybe talking about certain things, describing. You know, if you're doing a report on cobras, Russia, your favorite professor, Jacob. It really could be anything you want. Next we have sequencing, which are time order words. So that could be like first, last, next, then, you know, all those great things.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have comparison, and that's comparing and contrasting. So if you're comparing tomatoes to tomatoes or potatoes to potatoes, it really, it's comparing and contrasting. So then we got your cause and effect. Well, you know, you order pizza, Little Caesars, you get a smile on your face. Am I right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Lastly, we have how children apply these. Oh, sorry. We have problem and solution. I have too much pizza.
Got too excited.
Too much pizza. Problem and solution. You got a problem. You need to find a solution. And sometimes children like to write about these things in class. If they have a problem, they need to find a solution. Okay? Yeah. Children can apply this in so many different ways. Okay? But what's important is that you have them begin at early ages so they can practice it throughout their school careers, writing each type of expository text. Okay, who has ranch?
I do have ranch. I'll go get some ranch.
Hello, and welcome back to Teachers Have Answers. I'm one of your hosts, Jacob.
And I'm Dory.
Today, we have a few callers on the line, and we are going to answer their questions about expository writing. Let's get the first one on the line.
Hi. Yeah. I just had a quick question here. About the expository writing. My second graders can't write reports. They are just needing to learn their basic reading and writing skills. You have got to be kidding me. How can they write expository texts?
Dory, do you want to take that one, or should I give this?
You take this one.
All right, this is actually one of my areas of expertise. So, the writing samples in this chapter show that second graders can write research reports. Of course, the chapter I'm referring to is the one I assigned to my students last week. The question you seem to be asking, though, is why second graders should write reports. Writing collaborative and individual reports is not frivolous. Children learn basic reading and writing skills as they develop research questions, read to find answers, and then write a report to share what they have learned. What is more basic than having children read to find answers to research questions? They apply decoding and comprehension skills as they read, searching for answers to their questions. What is more basic than having children share their findings through writing? They use the writing process to write the reports. Report writing is authentic and meaningful, the kind of activity that promotes basic reading and writing skills. Don't you agree, Dory?
That was a great answer, Jacob.
I thought so. I thought it was.
Should we call into our second caller now?
Yeah, from Nevada, we have Bridget.
Hey guys, I love talking to you. Thanks for picking up my call.
Of course.
Oh,
have
the pleasure's all ours. It really is.
You guys are great. Well, I just have a quick question for you. When do I teach outlining?
You know, Bridget, that's a great question. I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead, Dory.
Jacob?
I'll just relax.
So, outlining is a sticking point for many writers. You know, the format of an outline, it seems really formidable, and children write after completing it, when generally speaking, outline isn't taught to elementary students, so that's probably why that happens, but it's actually really crucial. These forms, they're so effective and make it much more flexible. So when you have an outline, you have a lot of things you can do, but you've only planned the outline, you know what I'm saying? So if you do teach outlining, have the children make a cluster first, and then they can transfer the information from the cluster to the outline and the outline to the expository text. That way, each main idea from the cluster becomes the main idea in the outline, and it's marked, and even sometimes with Roman numerals. So, great question about teaching outlining. I think it should be right just in there when we're teaching everything, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I wholly support what you said there, Dory.
Thanks, Jacob.
Think we can get another caller in?
Yeah, let's try
Yeah, I
it.
think we got some time. All right. Let's take the call from Mozambique, Africa. They seem to really be struggling over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get
Call
Jen
her.
on the line.
Jen.
Jumbo! I teach fifth grade and want my students to write reports as a part of our unit on colonial life. Which type of report should I use? Help.
Well, I wonder what colonial life was like over there.
Yeah,
I'd
Jumbo,
say the
back to you,
same-
Jen, by the way. Thanks for the call.
Yes, I'd say the same principles apply throughout the world, though.
Yeah.
Really, you could use any of the types described in this chapter. Teachers choose the type of report depending on their students' prior experiences with expository writing, right? So the amount of time available for their project is also a factor, and their goals for the writing activity. Now, when children haven't had many report writing experiences, a collaborative report or ABC book might be a good choice. When time is limited, though, you might choose riddles or ABC books, even if that sounds redundant. If you want to help children think more critically about a topic or make connections to other curricular areas, cubes or charts might be a good choice. When you want children to learn to write a conventional report, individual reports are a good choice. I hope that answers your question. Best of luck to you over there.
Well said, Jacob.
Thank you.
I think we're going to take one more call. I hear Michaela Thompson is calling in from Champaign, Illinois, and we would like to hear from her.
We've heard from her before, haven't we?
Yes, many times. She's
Good
a very,
program she's
yes,
running over
Yes, agreed. So what's your question, Michaela?
Hi, I just had a question about bibliographies. So bibliographies are something that I really struggle with. They're really hard to do. But why do you insist that children, even first graders, should add a bibliography to their reports? I just don't get it.
That's a really great question. I'm so glad you asked that. And you know, we really are fond of bibliographies because it adds to the credibility of the report, and it helps assure the reader that the information is accurate. If you don't have a bibliography, your students could be getting information from anywhere. They could be asking people at the grocery store or off the streets or, you know, from the time they went to the zoo. And we just can't rely on that information. And so that's why we always require a bibliography. Even in kindergarten, it's nice to start that because it's a natural part of reporting. And so we want them to be used to that when they're younger. That way when they're older, it's just part of their routine to have that bibliography. Great question.
Definitely true. We don't want them to be plagiarizing when they're older because they've never learned how to write a bibliography.
Exactly. Well said, Jacob.
Yes. Well, we hope you all enjoyed today's broadcast. Hope that some of those answers answered your questions as well. Until next time, Jacob signing off.
Dory out. You're right.